All right. Hello, Gun Nation. We are live. And our guest tonight is TC, Tactical Considerations. Hopefully, y'all know him and follow him. And if you don't, there's a link in the chat here. There's also in the video description, there's a link. Or you can just go to Tactical Considerations. He's the only one. But welcome, sir. How are you doing this evening?
I'm good, man. Another Arizona day, 100 plus degrees.
Damn. Yeah, I was gonna say it's not damn near. It's not anywhere near that hot here in Texas, but y'all got that good old dry heat too.
Yeah, for the most part, ours is dry too, but it's going to start getting nasty once the monsoons come in here. It's like 120 degrees and 99% humidity. So
Yeah, and you get that good old red dirt flying everywhere. Yeah. Do a quick roll call just to the early risers. We got Maikai, Bradley, Pistol Pete. That's it so far, but we'll have more jump in, so we'll say hi to him as we go. So what's been going on with you, man?
dude, work. It's been busy. The channel does tons of stuff for the channel. I've been trying to do like 3 videos a week. It's been super busy there. Work's been stupid busy. There's 3 shootings just last night. It's been dumb, dude.
So people are losing their mind, huh?
Oh, dude. It's all, I mean, it's not, these aren't like good people. These are like gangbangers shooting each other and stuff.
Good Lord. That's always a fun time. Hey, Manny Things, what's up? MZ, Wiley. Yeah, that's never a good thing when that's happening. Definitely stay safe out there. But now, one thing I've been doing since I've been starting the People's Chat is we have just standard questions. Hello, Drew. Got some standard questions that I'm going to be asking here in just a minute. We'll wait till some more people come pouring in. A-dubs, hello. What has been, and I know you've been putting out a ton of videos, as we were talking about earlier. Hell, I can't keep up with all of them. That's the thing, when you're a YouTube creator, that's what TC and I were talking about. When you're a YouTube creator, it's like you want to watch everybody's stuff, small channels, big channels, whatever. But it's so damn hard, especially with me traveling every week. It's so damn hard for me to keep up with all that stuff. And, no offense to anybody, but it's just damn near impossible to keep up with everybody. Is that what you're running into also?
Sorry, man. I had to ditch my headphones for a second.
No problem.
But yeah, no, it is. It's almost impossible because I've been doing, like I said, I've been doing 3 videos a week, and I've been kind of blessed that I bought a lot of ammo not too long ago. But at the same time, trying to watch everybody else's stuff because, like, ultimately we're all consumers, right? I like to watch other people's content too and kind of see what's going on. Dude, I have just been between the news sources I like to watch. It's just I can't keep up anymore. There's so many good people out there making content right now. It's damn near impossible to keep up with everybody you want to watch.
Yeah, it is. Speaking of that, I did have something that was freaking crazy, and I don't know if you heard about this. Did you hear about the new Amazon policy that they're fixing to implement at all of their facilities? Now, this is Amazon Corporation. They have they're about to let all their employees pull off their mask. Okay, but in order to do it, you have to come out and disclose if you've had your vaccine or not. If you've had your vaccine, you can remove your mask, and you have to wear a little badge. You have to wear a little badge that says, has a little green check mark on it, and it says like I've been immunized with your name on it. And if you haven't, then you're forced to wear your mask. Did you hear about that?
I did not know about that, but the city I live in, we actually have several large, like the biggest distribution centers that Amazon actually has. That's scary stuff. So anytime an entity or somebody or anything is starting to talk about making people identify or aware of things, whether it's private or public or government, people should be extremely concerned. And I don't think we can discount what happened or anything like that. But at the same time, let's have some common sense come into play here. One, you're going to start violating people's privacy rights, their medical information. And 2, it's not right for anybody. It's always up to your doctor. I know people whose own doctors have told them you can't do this because of allergies or whatever. So what are you going to do for those people? Violate their rights?
Yeah.
Things are just getting really weird, and it has nothing to do with anything besides being woke. That's all it is, being woke.
And it reminds me of 2 things. Okay, one is, remember when we were in kindergarten, and if you got a good grade, you earned a star. So you get to wear a little gold star sticker on your shirt every day or whatever for the day that you're the golden star kid. So I'm like, whatever, and those are the kids that always got their ass whipped every day. But then, I'm just joking. But then, and also, if you'll remember, way, way, way back when they were doing tattoos here with your little numbers on it. And I'm just like, man, this is, it's like, okay, you have your mark, you're okay. I mean, really, come on, man. And like I said, I'm not, I know COVID is a bad thing, but the way that I look at it is, if you've had your shot, why are you worried about me? Or why are you worried about others? I'm not going to come up and, mouth kiss you or anything, but come on, just, come on, people. Let people just live their lives, man.
Well, you've got people literally in mass begging for their rights, whether it's the First, the Second, the Fourth, the Eighth Amendment, just to be taken away right now.
Yeah.
Until it's actually taken away from them. They're like, well, I didn't mean me. I meant you guys because you're the bad ones or something. That's how it always goes. That's how it always goes.
And exactly what, Wiley's saying, that's exactly the way I was thinking. It's going to be COVID shaming. Like I remember the people, if you didn't have your mask on, they would, all assault you, and they'd come up and get in your face, pull their mask down, start yelling at you. And it's like, really,
Yeah.
So I just don't.
The ultimate stupidity is watching NBA players just, smash into each other out on the court, sweating on each other, spitting on each other, and then they go sit down on the bench and put a mask on.
Yeah.
The level of cognitive dissonance that you have to think that that's making a difference lets me know that you are part of the American public education system. That's about it.
And, those guys are wiping their face, they're doing this, and then they're, slamming into each other. Yeah, I mean, I get it. Hey, Uncle Dan, how are you doing, man? Dennis Buckner, Frank. It's getting out of control, but whatever. Like I said, I saw that report and I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Also, and I don't know if anybody's aware of it. Maybe they are. Hello, Keenan. Guns and Gadgets, and I knew it was coming. He threw up a little thing that they're definitely coming after pistol braces. So, and which we knew that, but I think that's going to be their. They're not worried about the border crisis that we're having here in Texas and California and Arizona and everywhere else. They're not worried about, burning buildings down and tearing up this and tearing up that. They're worried about freaking braces. But whatever.
Yeah, and that's the, what is it? In Oregon, they dropped all the charges in Washington against those guys. One of the dudes actually admitted that he assaulted one of the BORTAC guys, the Border Patrol dudes, that was sent up there to, not allow them to basically burn down a federal building. As soon as the current guy got in, the lefty prosecutors released those guys and dropped charges on him, which there's a fine line between, civil disobedience, blocking a roadway, those things that have been used throughout history. So is it legal to have First Amendment? Yeah. But the minute you start to impede on somebody else's freedom of movement, that's generally going to be considered a crime. Yeah. It's usually something very low level, stupid, a misdemeanor. Once you start burning buildings down, that's a little bit of a problem. But certain parts of this country are all about that with their chazzes and their chops and everything else. So,
yeah, that's why I say ranch hand bumpers for everybody. But, I'm just joking. Don't kill people. But, if you're blocking me and I need to go, then we got a problem. All right, let's give you your first questions. And some of these are going to be, I already know you. A lot of people already know you, but maybe some people don't. So what is your opinion on guns?
One of the greatest things since sliced bread.
There you
go. There's just no other way to put it. It's the ultimate combat equalizer. They're simple, effective, easy to use if you have some minimal training, and they're not a scary item. They can't hurt you by in and of themselves.
Yeah. Yeah, and it can make a very small woman, hold her own against attackers and things like that. So I definitely
just happened over the weekend.
Yes.
It happens. Killed her perpetrator.
It happens every day that we don't even know. So, all right. How old were you when you were introduced to guns?
6.
Yeah.
A 32 ACP Chrome, my grandfather.
There you go.
Yeah, I didn't hit anything, but I sure pulled that trigger a few
There you
times.
go. There you go. All right. Now, this is going to be a tough one because you can only pick one of each. What's your favorite pistol? And it can be current or past. Your favorite pistol and your favorite rifle or long gun.
Okay, so the pistol, some people that pay attention to my channel may know that I've been on this kick lately, but right now it's the SIG P320X series. I don't know why, for some odd reason.
I don't know why.
I can make all the mistakes with that thing. Yeah. And I can just be everywhere I need to be. I can run it just as fast as everything else now. I like some other things, the way they operate, have a better trigger but the whole overall feel of it, even though I'm more of a 1911 or a Glock or an M&P guy, for some odd reason, I can just absolutely run that thing. Yeah. I did. Sorry. Yeah. I did. Yeah, I see that.
He's on the SIG kick.
Now, a rifle, like brand or like platform?
No, just platform, brand, if you want to say it.
The AR. I mean, the AR, I know people love the AKs, and it's been said that the AK is such a well-designed platform that you can build it like trash and it'll still run until the trunnion eats itself and flies apart. But the AR may not be able to do some of the things that the AK can, but there's so much more you can do with an AR. Plus, the round that the AR shoots is a little bit more capable, I guess, depending on the end user. Plus, I just got the most time on it. I mean, I've got AKs. I like them, but they wouldn't be my go-to at all, even close. I
would agree with that. I don't mind an AK, but they're just not, definitely more of an AR guy if I have to pick between the two. Now, here's another question. Have you ever thought about starting a YouTube channel? That's a joke. That's a joke.
Yeah, I did about 2.5 years ago.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Okay, now, and I know the answer to this, but some might. Have you ever been in the military or law enforcement, if you want to say?
Yeah, both.
Okay. What branch were you in, if you want to say?
Yeah, so I was in special operations in the Army. I got served 2nd Ranger Battalion, and I was in law enforcement for a long time after that. I'll just put it that way.
Okay, cool.
Did some private sector work as well.
All right, there you go. And then do you carry daily?
Absolutely, at least one.
Okay. So if you're on, in your day job, on patrol, are you required to carry a certain gun?
So the agency I was employed at, you can carry whatever, pretty much as long as it's within a specific caliber range, you could carry all kinds of stuff. So you could carry a 1911, you could carry a Glock, you carry an XD, you could carry a Smith & Wesson M&P, you could carry any of that stuff there.
Okay. And then for your personal carry, like say, whatever, do you have a different choice or is it the same type of gun?
It was a different choice. So for a while, I carried a 1911, I carried a Glock, I carried a 21C, then I carried a 17, then I was carrying a Kimber Tactical Entry 2. I kind of bounced around a little bit, but the most departments are going to issue a 19 or a 17. A lot of agencies out here are going to all optics now. So all the new guys are getting optic setups. Outside of work, I generally am rotating between a couple things. I don't generally like to rotate a lot between guns because you can run into some problems depending on how the size, different brands, angles. But I love the 43X MOS with the Shield Arms 15-round mags. It's a great package. You're getting 15 plus 1 out of the size of a 43X. You can put an optic on it, and it's great. It's got enough grip to where you can hold on to it. I can run it well. It's a lot of fun. Outside of that, when I'm carrying something full size, I play around a little bit. Sometimes I'll carry my 45 MOS, my Glock 45 MOS. I love that thing. I'll carry my M&P 2.0 core or mostly my X carry right now. So RXPX carry is what I've been messing around with the most lately.
Cool. Yeah, I get a lot of, and I definitely thank you for your service. This is a little off topic, but I actually really love this question. What is your favorite muscle car?
Pistol Pete, man. How did I know that was going to come from you? So It's kind of bounced around. So I'm a big Chevy truck guy, bow tie guy. I love old Studebaker trucks. I've got a 56 out back that's got 7,000 original miles on it, about to build. I've had what I thought was my dream muscle car 5 times. So a 65 Ford Falcon Sprint. I don't know why, but for some odd reason, I like that little box of shit. I don't know why. Other than that, it's going to be my ultimate favorite one, where if I could get it and not have to pay an arm and a leg for it, would be a 58 Impala.
Okay.
Even though I love the Tri-5s, the 58 Impala is a 1-year car. Those around. It's just there's nothing else like it out there.
Yeah. I've had some really cool muscle cars in the past. Personally owned them. But my ultimate favorite would be a 71 CUDA 426.
Yeah, that's a great car.
Or and I actually had one, but it was just a drag car. And then I would definitely love to have a Super Bird.
Oh, yeah.
Anyone's familiar with that.
Yeah, the big fin on the back.
Yeah. It was the fastest stock car.
That was the stock car.
That ran at Daytona, 212 miles an hour stock.
Well, if you guys can you see that?
Oh yeah,
that's the new garage, dude.
Yeah, that's sweet. Yeah, I've seen your Chevy. I love it. But the only thing, and I was going to say, being a single cab, and we both have that situation, and I think you're even taller than me, but that crunched up leg room, when those single cabs, you're just, man, it's like we ain't got no room.
Got to have a tilt steering wheel in there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But I meant just leg room. It's like,
Oh God, I love them though. The sound that's shutting the doors on those like all metal cars makes is just beautiful. The smell, I love it.
Oh yeah. Well, those were, I was going to say, those were cars. And I remember when I was a kid, my grandfather had an International truck. Yeah. And I used to just jump up on the hood, and I could run up on the hood and the roof. And I mean, I was a big, tall kid. I could jump up and down on the hood, jump up and down the roof. You wouldn't even leave a dent in that damn thing.
No.
But yeah, shit, now you'd fall through them.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then quick question. Rock is asking, where did it go? We just flipped. Rock is asking any updates on the DWX. The DWX is still on hold, but here's my prediction, and I hope I'm right. The NRA show is going to be in Houston, and I think it's like towards the end of the quarter or coming up. And I think they're going to launch it there is my prediction. I could be completely wrong, but I have no insight. I've asked CZ. They won't tell me shit. But I think that's what they're going to do.
Did you see the Glock AR?
Yes, I did.
Patented? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, they've patented all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
But that would be really, really interesting. Are you going? Yeah. Are you going to the NRA show?
No. Okay. I could.
I've never been.
Yeah, I went to the one in Dallas, but I dumped the NRA a long time ago. Just I don't believe in them, so I'm not. And if I I could get a 1-year membership just to go to that show, but I just don't. Once I make my mind up, I don't go against the grain. So, that's just me.
Yeah, I still hope at some point that somebody can just unravel that mess.
Well, we know what they need to do. They need to kick Wayne the hell out of there and bring in a new regime and quit having those freaks, the cat lady and all them in there, and maybe get some shit done. But that's not going to happen. So
very true.
We'll see how that goes. Did you hear about the and all of y'all, if you are enjoying this, smash that thumbs up. I definitely appreciate it. Did y'all or did you see the new launch of the Taurus GX4 subcompact?
So I sat through their whole commercial on that today and watched it. So yeah, and I saw it. I bought I think I told you this, and I did videos on them. I bought the G3 and the G3C with the intent of literally filling them with Tannerite and blowing them up.
Yeah.
And I was okay with them.
Yeah.
I know they're not the best things out there in the world, but I bought the G3 and the G3C, and it was $520 for both of them. And I know the local stop, the local store is still selling them at that price today. And for somebody who doesn't have the money to afford a Glock or a Smith & Wesson or a CZ and a couple of boxes of ammo, I think it is an absolutely great option to go with, because they're probably going to put 50 rounds downrange or less the first time they go to the range, and then maybe 50 rounds or a box or two of ammo every third, fourth, or fifth month. Yeah. So they don't need to be out there running something to death like some of us will do. But the GX4, I'm curious. I'm really curious. I know they redesigned the trigger. I saw the little blueprint blowout thing, and I was like, God, it looks a lot like a Glock trigger, but
yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah, and Keith Gregory is saying, the only thing about the Taurus GX4 is not optic ready. Just so you know, Keith, they do have an optic ready that's coming out. So if you want to get that, I would wait on the optic ready. I think it's going to be the Toro GX4 or GX4 Toro.
Yeah.
So it is going to come, but it's just not out yet. But it'll be.
I'd hit it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they're tiny little guns. I've got big hands. You've got big hands. It's just not. I mean, I don't want to just buy something to review it just for the channel. I just, I buy stuff intentionally to really keep it and invest in it. And if it's something I'm interested in, but I understand there's a lot of people out there that do that. I'm just not one of them, but nothing against people who do.
I'll probably end up buying it for the channel just because my audience likes it. And I'm just like, well, $250 or $300 where they're going to pay for it.
Yeah.
Or I'll go work
I can't remember.
A private gig somewhere to make up for it.
Was it like $365 or something? And I already know a buddy of mine's already bought it. Matter of fact, he bought that Ruger Max 9 also, and he's already put up a review today. It's the Humble Marksman. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were friends with him.
Oh yeah, hell, he lives 30 minutes from my house.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah, I've talked to Dave, or I've talked to him off and on. Sorry, I know he said his name, but I know some people don't like it. So.
Yeah. But no, he's a good guy. Like I said, I've been over his house. I mean, we've had dinner, family.
He can shoot.
Together.
That guy can shoot, man.
Yeah, he's a good shooter. But I think it's I think it's going to be another option for people to have more guns or have a truck gun, a go bag gun, whatever you're going to use it for.
Okay.
I know a guy that just carries one in his tackle box.
Let's address the truck gun and the tackle box and the RV gun and the van gun.
Yeah.
If you guys are leaving your guns in your car overnight, parked out in front of your neighborhood in your gated community, you're idiots.
Yep.
Unless it's in some kind of secured lockbox or something, don't do that. We take hundreds of stolen guns a year. People are like, oh, I thought it was safe in my glove box. You're putting something in a criminal's hands.
Yeah, and I've said this before too. If you have to say, we all carry, or most of us carry, but say we're going for jury duty or something, and you've got to pull up. I've got a lockbox in my truck, but a friend of mine was like, hey, I don't have a lockbox, and mine's a heavy duty lockbox, not one of those little shitty ones. But a buddy of mine was like, hey, what do you do? And I said, here's what I would do. You're not going to leave it in an obvious place. And I would take the gun apart. I would take the slide off, actually just disassemble it. I would put one piece under your spare tire cover. I would put another piece, bury it somewhere. Don't keep it all together. Yeah. And he's like, hey, that's a good idea. So
yeah, and with criminals, it's all about time. So yeah. I mean, I did a review maybe 7 or 8, probably actually over a year ago now, on a little Hornady lockbox with a lanyard that you put it in there and you lock it around the, somewhere other than underneath the seat. So maybe behind the fold down seats in your truck or something. That time that it takes for somebody to break into that time, you can break into anything. You can break into a Fort Knox safe with enough time. Yep. But criminals don't want to spend time there because time plus light plus noise equals get caught. So something is better than nothing, but it's just, I've seen so many homicides from stolen guns. I'm like, come on.
I mean, the business I'm in, I've actually seen, we've caught thieves, and some things they always carry in their pocket, if they're professional thieves, is a big flathead screwdriver, or either both screwdrivers and even wire cutters. So with those lock boxes, I mean, it's just a pop with some of those with a flathead screwdriver, and they've got your gun. So some of those I would never depend on. Now, it does definitely slow them down, but just be aware that a good crook is usually prepared.
Yep.
So, but what now? And I don't know if you have any, but do you have any questions for me? I mean, some people ask, some people don't.
Oh man, hey, what was up with your POF? That thing got running, right? You had
Oh
some
yeah,
issues with that, didn't you?
yeah. Well, which one I have two POs? I have. Oh, you're talking about the one I had the gas key come
308.
apart. Yeah, the 308. Yes, it is running, and it actually runs very well now. The gas key actually came apart while I was shooting it. That's what we broke it down to. The screw was just stripped, so it was just sitting there flopping around. And but I got a whole new bolt carrier group, and it's been running since I put the bolt carrier group in it. I've put about 150 rounds of 308 through it, light loads and heavy loads, 150 or 147 all the way up to 168 boat tail hollow points, and it's been working great. So it's a beast. It's a fun little toy to shoot.
I still don't have a POF, and they're like right over there.
Yeah, yeah,
They're right there, literally right there.
yeah.
Although
and
I do have. Did you see the thing I posted, that short video, that blackout defense trigger?
Mm-mm.
Okay, I did. I posted on Instagram, but I got a video.
Oh, I don't do Instagram anymore. I dumped them.
Oh, okay. So yeah, it's they've got a rifle coming out, man, and they're like they're a typical company. They're like, oh, we're an aerospace company. Yeah, so is everybody else that makes parts for rifles, right? But like I didn't know they had they're legit, they've got parts on the space station and stuff. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, you're a legit aerospace company.
Yeah.
They've got a rifle that their Gen 2 they're coming out with. They were building competition ones only, and I got to go play around with it. And I'm like, oh man, I got to get one of these things in my hands. That's probably going to be the next one I play around with.
Cool. I've got some parts on the space shuttle and aircrafts also. So
yeah, it's kind of cool when you can bust out a big part and say, oh yeah, this is on the space station. I'm like, oh, all right,
yeah,
got one up on me for sure.
Yeah, but yeah, it's. I also have the 300 Renegade Plus 300 Blackout from POF, and it's that thing is awesome. I mean, both of those POFs are awesome, but that 300 Blackout is just insane. I love that thing.
I still don't have a 300 Blackout gun. Refuse to buy one.
Well, you can just buy an upper. Just buy a completed upper and throw it on one of your ARs.
Don't even want to waste the money on that.
Yeah.
Exotic rounds, man. Exotic rounds. Although I've got a 6.5 Creedmoor bolt gun coming in and a 6.5 AR-10 platform. So,
well,
that's my exotic gun.
Yeah, I was gonna say 6.5 is a little more exotic, but yeah, I remember when they were saying that about freaking what was it? God dang, what was that round?
Maybe Grendel or SPC or
the Grendel. They were like, oh yeah, boutique. And, I mean, still people shoot it, but not as much now. How you've got 6 Creedmoor, I mean, you got the ARC, you got all these crazy rounds, and, some will go away. And then 350 Legend. Have you ever shot a 350 Legend?
No,
I haven't either.
I mean, the thing with the 6.5 though is that got adopted by SOCOM. So
yeah. Oh, and that's the same with 300 Blackout. 6.5 and 300 Blackout's not going anywhere. But like the 350 Legend, I've never shot one. I've seen them, but I've never shot one, and I've seen the round. And a lot of people are like, "Oh yeah, it's like a long rifle 357," and I'm like, "Oh, that's pretty cool," but I've never shot one. So
I can't. I'm trying to remember. There was a guy that I was out with the Overwatch Precision crew. I'm gonna look him up real quick and see what he was shooting, because it might have been a 350 Legend.
Yeah, because in some states, that's what you have to hunt with. Not here, but
no. Okay, I know what you're talking about. I haven't shot that. No, I think his was might have been the 50 Beowulf or something.
Oh, those are awesome.
Big old gnarly flat. Yeah,
those are awesome. Yeah,
and he handed me his rifle and a mag, and I dumped the whole thing. And I was like, "Sorry, dude."
Yeah, Uncle Dan had a question earlier. I wrote it down and I forgot about it and already went by. But he wants to know what your workout regimen is.
That depends, man. It's all different now because so we actually, part of the reason why we built that warehouse is because we built a gym here at the house, because during COVID, all the gyms were shut down. So now we have a full-on commercial studio in the garage attached to the house. But I stopped competing. I used to compete in bodybuilding. I was going to do it a little bit more, and I decided no. So I've shrank. I probably lost 45 or 50 pounds.
Wow.
I just went back to doing stuff that I used to do. I was in the military. I started doing a lot of outdoorsy type stuff again, mountain biking. But honestly, if I can get down with one thing, say I'm short for time, it's going to be a ton of calisthenics again. Just going back to kind of basic stuff. I try not to lift heavy. You know, it used to be the days where I could just make the bench press bar bend like this, and now if I even get near 315, I start second guessing myself. So I'm like, you know, I've just seen too many injuries recently, man. I don't want to
Yeah.
have any part of it.
Yeah. It sucks when we get old. That's for sure.
Uh,
Got those rebuilt shoulders and all that other stuff. That's a lot of fun. But
no, thank you.
now, and also, if you know everybody's out there, like I said, if you're not subscribed to TC, please do. His link is in the chat and the description of this video, so you can go over and hit him up, or just go to Tactical Considerations. He does a lot of triggers, ARs, parts. I mean, hell, we even do a lot of stuff in comm. The Streamlights. How are you liking? Speaking of Streamlights, how are you liking your little wedge?
Dude, I thought that thing was like half the size it was when I saw the picture.
Yeah. But does it not remind you of a freaking Microtech knife?
Yeah, exactly. So it's like a front out the front knife, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. When I took it out of the box, I was like, holy shit, this is a Microtech.
Yeah, no, I dig it. It's a little bigger than I wish it was a little bit smaller. I think it's good. I mean, I like everything Streamlight. I've carried Streamlights almost exclusively for 15 years around. Yeah. And I've never had problems with them. Now maybe, can Surefire take any thrown out of an aircraft from 20,000 feet on an airborne operation? Yeah, sure. Do I want to spend $500 on a light? No, I don't.
Yeah. So, Now we need to ask Kathleen how she knows this. Kathleen, how do you know that this looks like what you've described? I want to know that. But yeah, it's actually a really cool light. It was big, and I was like, "Holy crap!" But if it's in my pocket, fine. I carry the knife and the flashlight, and haven't had any issues with it.
Yeah, but like right there.
Now, speaking of ammo, because I get a lot of people asking, in my area, but how is ammo in the Phoenix area?
Empty shelves, man. Still.
Yeah. That's what I was wondering, if it's, because I'm hearing that in some areas, in Texas. I mean, I'm seeing quite a bit. It's there, and they have limits on it, like 2-box limits and stuff like that. But it's there.
I haven't seen, because I really only go into like 2 different shops out here because they are the ones that haven't been like gouging people, so I trust them. And I have seen ammo kind of sporadically come in and out. For some odd reason, like a lot of 40 came in. They got some 9 in, they got some other stuff, but it's all been like the expensive stuff, all the hollow point stuff, all the self-defense stuff. They haven't got like any practice ammo in a while. And it's the same kind of thing after a while. Once people came in there and started buying like everything, they were like, no, we're going to limit you guys now a little bit, so at least everybody can get a piece of the action.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. You have a question. Do you do, and I don't know if you do, but do you still do, or do you do any of your own reloading or loading of any rounds?
Yeah, I used to do a lot of it, but here's the thing that I found out. I'd rather, oh shit, I just kicked the crap out of my camera. I figured out a long time ago that I would rather just buy ammo in advance than try to buy and reload, because you end up in the same spot. Because if you can't buy practice ammo or self-defense ammo, you can't buy products to reload.
Yeah.
So I'd rather just stockpile the good stuff up front, because should I ever need a transport, it's easier to throw the boxes of ammo than it is a reloader and powder and everything else.
Yeah. Yeah. And, I was going to get into reloading at one time too. And then I was like, okay, how much is my time worth? Because I've went over at Humble's house and pulled the, hell, I ran, I think 200 and something rounds one day, pulling it, washing it, doing all that stuff to kind of get a feel for it.
Yeah.
And it's very relaxing and stuff, but it's like, man, being on the road, it's like, do I want to go home on a Friday or Saturday and sit there and reload? Not really. My time, I think my time's worth more, with the family and stuff than, sitting there. But it is definitely relaxing. I can see why people enjoy it. And if you're building custom loads for like custom rifles or, major power factors and stuff like that, I could definitely see the reason in doing it there.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing. Like a lot of guys that do, plus, I mean, recently there's just been a ton of bad primers out there. But guys doing like custom rifle rounds or competition rounds that are trying to get that velocity to a certain point and that recoil to a certain point, yeah, absolutely. But for those of us out there that are just, just shooting a lot or something, it just doesn't fit anymore. And I had two reloaders. I had a Dillon 550 and I had a Square Deal B, so I could reload everything I had and I could reload pretty fast. But I just didn't have the time, and especially now, I just don't have the time at all. And I'd rather just concentrate on just buying more ammo or, practicing what I need to with less ammo, which is better in my opinion. So
that's kind of what I'm doing too. And like someone said here too, and I was going to say it, and like you said, whenever we have these kind of shortages, like the prime, you can't get, because I don't even reload. And when I travel, I go into places that actually do sell reloading equipment, and I'm trying to buy primers for buddies, and man, there's nothing. I mean, they're like, nope, we don't have any primers. We haven't had any small primers. They're like, we got freaking 50 cal primers out the wazoo. And I'm like, yeah, I bet you do.
Yeah. And Dillon's right here. Dillon's local to me, and you still can't get anything.
Yeah.
So I just kind of stay away from it now.
Yeah. Well, what's other than probably 50 more SIGs, but what's coming up on your channel? Anything that you've got, you're excited about or anything?
Yeah, man. So I bought, just kind of on a whim, I bought the Ahrex Delta Gen 2s. I bought the L and the M. So yeah, because the L and the M, the X is the one that's kind of like the Glock 45, where it's a 19 link slide and a 17 grip. I really didn't. I knew what they were, but I didn't really know much about them. So I went into one of the stores with a buddy of mine, and both of us grabbed one and just started kind of holding it and pressing it out. And both of us were like, "Well, that feels pretty good."
Oh.
A couple breaks of the trigger, and next thing you know, I'm walking out of the door with two of them, and optics ready, of course, both in gray, of course. And I got to say, man, I ran them at the range. They run great. They point natural. They shoot well. They're nice and thin. Very, very built, kind of centered around concealed carry. Very, very slick. The only thing I don't like about them is the mag release is just a kick in the pants, dude. It's small and it's like triangular, and it break-in period, I think it'll get a little bit better, but I dig them, man. I like those. I got those coming up. I built a Franken-Sig out of the custom fireworks control unit with a Harrington comp, and it's flushed, and that's coming. I got some more AR triggers coming from Blackout. I've got their full rifle coming from Blackout. I've got the Springfield Waypoint bolt gun coming as soon as I can afford the $4,500 optic that's going on there.
Yeah.
I've got some more AR pistols coming. I've got a couple of my own personal SBR builds that I've been rebuilding over time. There's a lot of stuff in the works right now. The problem is every time I start getting all these projects done, it's like a ton more videos start coming in, or like new parts come out or something, and I'll end up getting my dirty little hands on them. Then I'm like, oh man, I gotta keep pushing things back, because even doing, like I said, 3 videos a week right now, and I'm still working in a capacity out there for 40 plus hours a week. It's a lot. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, I've played around with the Delta L, at my gun store, and I was like, yeah, this is a pretty nice gun. But I've got a build, and it is going into paint next week, and this is now going on 16 months that this has been being built, because it's 100% custom.
Wait, which one? What are you building?
It's kind of a secret, but
okay.
Yeah, it's a complete one-off. I mean, one, and you'll know it by the serial number. It's got a custom serial number. So it's pretty sweet, but it is going into paint next week. So it's probably less than 2 weeks away from being done, but it's literally been 16 or it's probably been between 14 and 17 months, because the parts availability, because it's not just like an 8-inch crazy barrel or something. It's the way that I wanted it done, and trying to get parts, you know how it is. So yeah. I've been very patiently chomping the bit, and I've said it numerous times, like, oh, we got one part in, but I quit. I didn't even talk about it anymore. So
I got the bolt catch spring in.
yeah, yeah, and that's the way it's been coming in. It's like, and
Yeah.
I haven't been getting it; they have been getting it, but it's just exactly all the parts and pieces that I wanted on it, and it's getting those exact parts and pieces because they were like on intergalactic back order. I
Oh
mean,
God, forever.
even all the way down to like the little parts, like what you were saying.
Yeah.
So it's crazy, but uh-oh, Wiley's asking something. Is he doing a build with Jesse James? Jesse James is in Austin, right?
That would
But
be cool.
yeah, but yeah, I mean, nobody's going to have this. It's like I said, it's a one-off. So
Did you catch any of those questions? I'm just scrolling through the comments here and just catching some questions, just so we don't miss them. I want to get them answered for everybody.
yeah, you had a question. Do you carry appendix?
I do. Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
I either carry Gerber. I do have some Bravo concealment. They're Torsion 3.0s, which are very nice holsters, but they don't offer light options. But most of the time I'm carrying either my Gerber or one of my T1C holsters. But the T1C holsters, they're nice. They've got a good design, but they're just not finished as nice as some of the other ones out there. And a lot of guys jump on that brand because they offer an affiliate program. That's kind of why they're as popular as they are. I know that's going to ruffle feathers with people, and they're good holsters. I'm not saying they're not. But the finished work on a couple of other brands out there are just a little bit cleaner to me, at least.
Yeah.
And I don't make money off anybody's holsters. That's going to be the next question.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing, I have affiliate links with people, but it wasn't immediate. I mean, I was working with these companies for over 2 years before that was even set up. So this is shit that I really believe in. And I've been offered, and you probably have too, I've been offered a shitload of affiliate links. Sign with me. And I'm like, dude, I haven't even tested your shit. Screw you.
I get probably 4 or 5 of those a week.
Yeah.
Somebody else asked what my favorite magwell, if you're talking about Glock, SLR Rifle Works, Junior Thompson, the shirt, Dare to Resist Infringement. You go to Shall Not Comply, brother. It's Johnny B. That's his company. He handles all the merch for my channel. I came up with this, and we thought it was just going to be a joke, and it's actually sold really, really well.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Yeah, and I've got that. I don't know. It's that Teespring thing. I don't ever push it, and they're still on there, but I don't even have the. I don't even have the login for it, so I don't even know how the frick to get on it. But it is what it is. Have you ever had a squib?
Who, me?
Yes.
Yeah. In fact, when I built my PF 940 or my PF 45, my full size P80 45. That slide, that 21C slide, is from my original 21C that I bought that exploded in my hand. I don't know whether it was a true squib. Well, I know it wasn't a true squib because everything cycled and it went through. And I'm positive the bullet left because I heard it impact. But there must have been something left in there, or there was so much powder in there that it detonated, and the video is great because I slowed it down, and you see me do a magazine exchange, and then all you just see is boom, and the magazine explodes. The fire's coming out the side of the flames. It just absolutely detonated in my hand like a true squib. I've seen them. I've never personally experienced a squib myself.
Yeah,
but I was close with that one. That was a detonation. So
yeah, I actually sent a squib or sent one, and it lodged in the barrel, but it didn't feel right. It didn't sound right. And so I was able to, I had to get the rod and bang it out, but this was in my Lancer L30 heavy metal. It was a 308 round, and it was just I was just shooting cheap target ammo. It was 150 grain shit. And anyway, it went in, and I was like, that's not right. And so I ejected the mag, and when I did, it was just like this weird looking shit all on the top. And I was like, And then so I popped it apart, and I couldn't see down the barrel. So I'm like, shit, I got a squib. So we stuck that thing in there and started banging it, and it popped out. And it only went like that far down the barrel. It was weird as
Yeah.
shit. And, but luckily it didn't tear anything up. I mean, I cleaned it all out, shot another round, and it worked fine. But
I had an expanded casing this last weekend though. We were running my Mark 18 so hard. I mean, just we shouldn't have ran it that hard. And I was running it. My camera guy, my buddy, was running it. And next thing you know, one of those, toll ammo is what we were down to. The steel had expanded in the chamber. We just beat the crap out of there.
yeah. Will Arm has a question for you. Or, well, where did it go? There it is right there. What does TC think of, FINA? What does TC think of 1911 or 2011 pistols?
Love them. They're great. 2 world wars, right?
There you go.
They're great pistols. The one thing I've always told people is I carried one for years and I could run that thing so well. But the minute I stepped away from it and started going back into striker fired stuff and didn't maintain that level of proficiency with them, you find out very quickly why you have to practice with a 1911, because if you don't run that thing, it will run you. So you got to be careful.
Yep. Yeah. Kyle, if you go to the top of the chat, his link is in there. It's also in the description of this video right here if you want to go grab it.
And I've thrown some comments in there too, so people can see them. I'm trying to respond to people as we go.
Yeah. And you used to be able to tap like your little icon and go to the channels. Now YouTube won't let you do that. So I don't know why.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. You can't do it anymore. You haven't been able to do it for a while.
I can still do it. Maybe it's just you. Yeah. I've been able to do it in my comments.
Oh, maybe they hate me because I tried it one time and it wouldn't work. Or maybe it won't because I'm the host. Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
Drew said he's had 3 squibs, caught all 3, but when sighting in a new setup, I get nervous for 3 or 4 rounds until target confirms the hit. I just always hope I can hear it or feel it. Yeah, I mean, you just never know when it's going to happen or if it's going to happen. That's the thing. You don't know. And one of the things with, like how they're pumping out ammo now, and I know that Remington's running 24 hours a day, now that we've got Big Green back, hopefully. But since they're pumping out all this ammo, trying to get it out, it's like, sometimes I actually think I'm like, man, should we worry about the quality control, or are they just getting it out the door, or are they just really checking everything, and so that can happen too.
Yeah, and it depends on the manufacturer. They all have their different quality control levels, but I know for a fact, especially CCI, there's been a lot of bad primers over the past 9 months, man.
Yeah. Yeah, and see, Keith Gregory is saying he can't do it either. It's been like that for a while, so it's weird. Maybe I wonder if they've just cut some people off.
I think it's only if you're the owner of the channel and someone's commenting on it, you can go to theirs.
Okay.
So, if I were to go to a comment on my YouTube on the desktop and someone leaves me a comment, I can click on their comment and it'll take me to their channel if they have one. Yeah. But you can't do it from mobile, and you can't do it if it's not your channel they're commenting on.
Yeah, because see, I'm just trying it with some people. I can put them in a timeout or block them, but I can't go into them. That's weird. Oh, not in a live chat. Okay, so somebody's saying you just can't do it in a live chat. Okay.
Yeah. I don't do personal lives. I just do lives with you guys. So.
Yeah, and I agree with
on Patreon, just not here.
Yeah, I agree with Bradley. Remington is never been my favorite ammo. I mean, I'm actually a really hardcore Federal guy if I have to choose, but right now it's like some people can't be choosy.
Yeah, no, I've been shooting steel because I know that I don't want to keep steel around, so I've been saving my brass, and I've been shooting some of the steel that I had. But you got people right now. What is it? Global Ordnance was selling that Australian Outback brass 9mm for $600 a case, and it's going like hotcakes.
Yeah. Matter of fact, a buddy of mine that I spoke about earlier, he's about to get a crap load of brass. I've got freaking a couple of 5-gallon buckets of it. He's fixing to get it because I want it gone.
Yeah. I don't even keep brass anymore.
Yeah, I just keep it just, for him. I just sweep it all up in a pile and dump it in a Ziploc bag, and then I'll go dump it in that 5-gallon bucket. So, right. And I told him, I said, if you've got 22 in there and freaking 38 and 32, I said, that's your problem, not mine.
Oh, Kathleen saying she really likes S&B. I've had outstanding luck with cellular and pellet ammo. It's great stuff.
You know who uses it, don't you? CZ. That's
Oh,
their
CZ.
that's their preferred ammo. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yep. That's what they test all their guns with is S&B and have for years. Um, yeah, and I had somebody asking. I don't know where they went, but they were. It might have been earlier. They were asking about the staccatos, and I don't know who that was that asked it, but I'm really loving mine. Have you shot any staccatos?
Yeah, I've shot them. They're great. You got to give your firstborn for them, but they're great.
Yeah, yeah, they are fun though.
Yeah, see, Kim is AR-15s are famous for people using the forward assist to force another round into the chamber.
Yeah,
With logic. Yeah, it's true.
and
But
you know what I
remember,
saw?
yeah.
What I saw, there was some. It came up in my, I guess, recommendations, or it was a short. It was one of those shorts, but it was recommendations. And this guy had an AR-15, and you know how you're supposed to grab the charging handle and launch it, to send it. He was sitting there just raking it, just raking it right across that top round. And he was like, he was pushing it up on it, and it was barely picking it up, because he was just tapping it. And I was like, send it, sling that sucker, let it go. And of course, it was dry as hell. You could hear it just grinding in there. I'm like, do you freaking lube your shit? Come on.
Yeah, that's unfortunately, there's a lot of people out there that don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Or anything about firearms.
Yeah.
A manufacturer, I wouldn't believe it if it wasn't directly from the manufacturer, said that a customer who had just bought his first gun had no idea what anything was, literally somehow, I don't know if he didn't buy full cartridges. He bought bullets, like projectiles.
Ooh.
And he thought what he needed to do was he stick those in the chamber, let the slide go forward, and those would shoot.
Wow.
And he lodged at least one into the barrel of his brand new pistol before the range staff could stop him.
Man, you know what's crazy? And you know who JP Enterprises are, right?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, they make the tricked out PCCs and stuff. I don't know if you've ever seen the video, but they did this gun for a customer. He got it. Apparently he was new to guns, but he was shooting it, sent the first round, and the first round squibbed. Okay. And it was a heavy barrel. It was a heavy 9mm barrel. Sent another one, sent another one, sent another one. And then he called them and said, the bullets aren't coming out of the barrel. None of them are hitting the target.
Where the barrel's cut in half and you can see all the bullets.
Yeah. There was like 19 or 20 freaking bullets stacked on each other, and it did not blow the damn barrel out of it. I'm like, holy shit, they cut that barrel all the way down, and you could just see those rounds stacked in there. And I'm like, that is one lucky SOB right there.
Oh, he's lucky he didn't, yeah.
That's crazy.
I remember seeing that photo.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, and JP was like, yeah, because the guy was like, man, this barrel's inaccurate.
Trying to
Yeah, he was telling him this barrel's yeah, there it is. This barrel's so inaccurate and stuff like that. He's like, it won't even hit the paper. I'm like, good God. That's there it is. That's insane.
Yeah, the fact that you got that many of them lodged in there, my God.
Yeah, they need to take that guy's card away. But
which, I mean, think about, like, there's people that have never handled a gun. All they know from guns is like movies, and but they don't know how to load them. They don't know anything. It's kind of sad, right, that we're at that point. But at the same time, it's like, do you sit back and watch it burn, or do you just be like, hey, man, just let me? I mean, and it's scarier than hell out in the desert. That's why I get to use some private land now where I shoot for videos sometimes, and I've had to literally I've sat there and I've seen people pull up and I watch like a couple of things they do, and I'll grab my friend or my camera guy whoever's with me. I'm like, we got to go right now. Like, we got to leave. They're like, why? I'm like, dude, this is not going to end well. We need to go.
Yeah.
And sometimes you'll see like people out there trying to teach their family. And I'm like, oh God, I got to go help these people because this isn't going to go well.
Yeah. Well, and I know him, but we're not like friends, but he also does YouTube, and he hunts a lot, hunts a lot of pigs at night. And they use night vision, and so they're all incognito, so to say. They were out shooting in a field. They were shooting pigs, and they see a truck drive down the road, and it stops, leaves its headlights on, And anyway, they're still, hunting pigs and stuff, and they hear pow, pow, and freaking gunfire. I mean, on video, there's like gunfire flying over the head.
Yeah.
These guys are poaching from the highway. Don't know that
Yeah.
these guys are out there because they're using night vision. And these guys are like screaming like, "Hey, you SOBs, we're out here." And I was like, holy crap.
Yeah, there's in fact, I'm trying to remember what video it was. It was one of the recent videos where we're out there shooting, and I actually put it in at the end, kind of like a bloopers thing, and you can hear, I load up and all you just hear pew, 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 and they're going right over my head, and I'm like, time to go. So I finished up a real quick drill and we left.
Holy crap. Yeah. That's never fun. That's like and I've even had videos where I'm at the indoor range and I'm shooting, and the bays are full, and I'm looking at my target about to shoot, and I'm like, I can see holes going in my target, and I'm like,
yeah,
you're shooting my target too. But it was both of them were actually young shooters. Their dad was teaching them to shoot, and they were shooting my target, but I didn't yell at them or anything. I was just like, shit, free targets, who cares? But
yeah. And I don't know what's worse, the fact that they were just not paying attention when they were shooting, or the fact that I was so comfortable with bullets going over my head that I sat there and continued filming. Yeah. So stupid. I mean, I was wearing kit, but I was like, Jesus, we got to go.
Yeah. Oh, and I think it was, where did it go? See, Kim was bringing, or somebody said it. Do you have a cameraman, or do you do most of everything yourself?
So almost everything I do myself, but just based on the amount of stuff that I'm doing now, I've got a good friend. I'm lucky enough to have a good friend, Mike Borden. He owns a company called After Action Photography. You can check him out. He's all over Instagram and stuff. He's like a pro, like that's what he does for a living, but I help him out with a lot of stuff for his business. And he kind of returns the favor by coming out and doing some video for me. So he'll do, like, if you see recently, you'll see some of that really nice high-end slow motion. His cameras are, I've got a $4,000 camera. His cameras are 3 and 4 times the cost of mine. So he's nice enough to help me out. He's actually done some editing for me, because when I get backed up, I call him like, hey, can you help me out? So it's cool. I like to do everything myself because I like to learn all that stuff and know how to do it. But it's getting to the point now where I have to have more people help me out with stuff, because it's just not feasible to keep going the way that I am.
Yeah. You have a question. Where is it right here? What is your favorite red dot for a pistol?
Holosun 507C.
Okay.
It's for the money, for the options, for the durability. It's really difficult to beat. If you want an enclosed one, the 509T, and just call it a day.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. I mean, I really like the Holosun. Now, is it my favorite? No, the SRO Trijicon SRO is absolutely my favorite. However, the Holosun is number 2. I mean, they make great sights. And I try to buy American made. I know TC does too, but sometimes,
Yeah, when you're trying to outfit 7 or 8 pistols with an optic, it's not going to happen with an RMR. It's just
7 or 8.
12, 13 maybe. I don't know.
Keenan's talking about his other favorite. People are shooting their new ARs with no sights. Well, you don't need sights. Come on now. But
yeah,
I've seen it at the range I go to. I'll see people buy a gun, buy a box of ammo, and walk right into the range. And I know that some people, they're doing it for function, to make sure it's going to work. But you see these guys come in with these bags and all this other stuff, and then it's like, they've had it for a while and there's no sights, nothing on it. You're like, you're missing something.
Yeah. They're just staring right down a Picatinny rail.
Or they'll have, what's even funnier is they'll have a flashlight on it, just a little jicky flashlight, but no sights. And it's like, you went and bought the flashlight, but you don't have any sights.
Tactical, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. And Uncle Dan's saying his bow doesn't have sights.
His bow? Well, bow's a little bit different, bro.
Yeah, I know he's joking. Yeah,
I know.
He's a big bow shooter.
No shit, huh? I haven't been bow hunting or bow shooting in years, man.
Uncle Dan is good with the old school long bows and the short bows. He's a badass. He can freaking shoot that shit. I tell you what, if it was cowboys and Indians, he was on the wrong damn side, because he could actually shoot the bow back at the Indians. But
it's good.
Oh, and I get asked this question all the time. How many, well, put it this way, are most of your guns, let's say, customized, or are most of them stock?
Almost, well, yeah, they're almost all got something done to them.
And
I'm
why?
not one of the ones that freaks out about, oh, you can't put an aftermarket trigger or something like that. There's very specific brands that I'll walk around and carry with, but I'm not against putting a better trigger or stipple work or grips or anything like that on it, because it's not going to make a difference.
Okay. Now, when you do those things to your gun, why do you do those things to your gun?
So your answer should always be they make you more accurate, more readily available to control your firearm in whatever manner you choose to see fit, to ensure, should you ever have to use those in a self-defense situation, that you only affect your target and nothing else.
Okay.
Literally.
Mine is because I freaking want to. So
Yeah.
I'll do what I want.
Well, should you
Yeah.
ever be asked by a lawyer?
Yeah. Well, that's why I have FLP. I've got lawyers to fight for me.
Yeah,
But,
absolutely.
the way and I've said this before, the way I look at it, I mean, I've carried 1911s with 2-pound triggers. So it doesn't matter if I'm going to shoot you with a 2-pound trigger or a 15-pound trigger. I meant to shoot you. So that's the way I look at it.
That's very true. But, the thing that people too, you talk about having FLP, and I've got a couple of different protections. You may, probably, 98% of people that are good people that end up using a firearm are going to, by letter of the law, criminality, be fine. They're going to be okay or found in the right. Problem is, you're still going to get sued.
Yeah. And that's why, that is why I have FLP, because they do cover me, for civil and criminal, as long as it's a good shoot. But I mean, if you're just sitting there playing with the trigger and it goes off and you shoot a good person, I mean, that, as long as you don't put your finger on the bang switch, it shouldn't happen. But yeah, I mean, I get it. And I've even told people, I'm like, hey, just because I did it doesn't mean you should do it. Do what you want to do. I mean, we have to account for every one of those bullets. So
absolutely. Every one of them's got a lawyer attached to them.
Yeah, that is true.
And just, I mean, we've had a bunch of them. I've seen and almost every single one of them was justified. Even one where the dude got in the shooting, ran, barricades in his house. We're like, hey, dude, just come out and talk to us. We're like, we're pretty sure we understood what happened, but you're supposed to stay on scene, bro.
Yeah.
So things happen. I mean, it's nobody wants to do that. I don't think people are looking out there for that. And most people that end up having to do that, they live with the consequences of having to take somebody else's life. And it can be very difficult for most people.
Yeah. And I've been asked that too, even from some family members that are non-gun people, like, what if you had to shoot someone? How could you ever live with that? And the way that I've told them is, if they're an evil person and they are trying to hurt me or my family, I can live with that. Trust me, I can. I don't want to shoot anybody, but if I had to and there's evil being brought out, yes, I could. Now, if it misses the bad guy and hits an innocent bystander, that's a whole different ballgame. So, but yeah, I mean, and I wasn't in the military, but it's like, if you're in the military and you have to do what you have to do, and I know that's very difficult for a lot of those guys to deal with even that. But if I'm being physically attacked, or my family is, I have no problem putting somebody down.
Yeah. The rule of life is not, you have to let somebody kill you. If you're not, if someone's perpetrating a crime against you, trying to end your life, you have the legal authority to protect yourself. You don't get to be the aggressor, though, and that's always the cardinal rule. If you're the aggressor, you don't get to claim victim later.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
And a lot of people try to do that. Look for paydays. So.
The family that hasn't seen the person in 12 years, but then sues because they're going to get paid.
Yeah, he was such a good boy. Yeah, and like see Kim saying, he would still feel bad, shooting a bad guy, just me. And I'm not saying it would be fun, or I could just be like, hey, no big deal. I'm just saying I would, I can't say this because it's never happened, but I don't feel that if I was put in that situation that I would lose a whole bunch of sleep. It would probably be very weird, and I would, but, like I said. Now, as a civilian, and I get asked this before too, and you can say or not say, as a civilian, have you ever had to draw your weapon?
As a civilian,
Yes.
yes, more than once.
Okay. Yeah, and I actually have too. Uh,
Um, it was a
there,
very, very weird scenario, but yes.
yeah, yeah. It's yeah. I was in a bad part of town and had to get some gas, and that was a situation I had to do with one of them. But that's what I'm saying. You just don't know where you're going to be, when it's going to happen, things like that. And it was definitely weird. Now, of course, nothing. I didn't go bang. Both of them ran off. But I'm just saying situations like that can happen, and
Yeah, it's not
you got to
fun.
be yeah,
It's not fun
got
at
to be
all.
prepared for anything and everything, or try to be as much as you can. But I love it when, and I've seen this on some tactical channels, like if a guy does this, do this. If a guy does that, do this. I'm just saying, you don't ever, I mean, you could be walking down the street and a guy could jump out of a tree on your ass. I mean, you just don't know, when this is going to happen or when that could happen. It's just weird situations you can find yourself in. And,
Yeah.
you
Plus,
just got
it's
to,
like Mike Tyson said: everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the face.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. So, yes. Oh, yeah. And see Kim, and I've told people this too. Mention never put things on your gun that makes it look like you were looking, so to shoot someone, like smile
Yeah.
for flash and
So
all that kind of.
criminally, that probably won't haunt you, but that picture will get out there,
Yeah.
and you're going to be tried in the court of public opinion, which
Yeah.
is going to bleed into the jury. I mean, nobody can say that juries don't see everything in the media these days because everybody can see everything in the media. So I agree with that, Kim, 100%. You are
Yeah.
dead nuts on right there. If you're going to do something to it, you want to do some performance, fine. Don't put stupid things like, smile, wait for flash, those things that
Yeah.
you saw in movies, because that will probably not play against you criminally, but that will definitely play against you civilly.
Yes. And it's just dumb. I mean, um, Kathleen, I was just being sarcastic, but yes, I mean, if somebody jumped out of a tree and landed on you, what the hell could you do?
Well, and the thing too, with we're talking about, we carry guns, all of us do, and the last thing we want to do is use them.
Yeah.
The biggest
Yeah.
thing you can do is pay attention to your surroundings before you get out of your car at that gas station at 2 a.m. Just stop, take a breath, look, listen, smell, like we were military. Look, listen, smell, take a knee, look around. Hey, there's a lot of really creepy people standing over there by a burning fire barrel. I'm not going to get gas here.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that saves most of it. Anybody that's been the victim of an assault most times can tell you something was wrong. They knew right away something didn't feel right. Something was off. They saw somebody, but they didn't pay attention to what their body was telling them. Their body is telling you, get out of here. Something's not right. We still have that fight or flight response in us.
Yeah.
And if you don't pay attention to that, or at least kind of wake up and start looking around like, hey, something's not right here, it's time to roll. And that saves a lot of people. Just situational awareness alone.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with that too. You just got to be aware of your surroundings because you never know when something weird could happen.
Yeah, for sure.
But all right, well, everyone, we're a little past that time, but it was awesome to have you on, TC. You're always welcome on the chat. You're a great guy, good friend, and I appreciate you coming on and sharing information with us. Always good to have that. Do you have any final parting words or anything?
Get all that ammo you can.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's great show, man. I love coming on here. I wish I could do it a little bit more than I have been, but this thing has just been crazy busy. I hope everybody stays safe. I hope everybody spending time with their family. Past year and a half has sucked. Take a vacation, spend time with your family. Just even if it's just hanging out in a park or something or going fishing, your family means a lot to you, and a lot of people have lost a lot of that recently. So
Yeah.
do right by the people close to you.
Yeah, at least try to find some sort of normalcy because we haven't had it in so long. And Yeah, and definitely, I appreciate everyone being out there watching us and giving great questions. Hit that thumbs up. Definitely helps the algorithms. And, we, definitely subscribe to TC if you haven't, myself if you haven't. Also, I don't know if y'all know this, Parler is back up. If anyone had an account or wants to do an account, Parler is officially back up, even on the Apple Store. Supposedly Android, I think they're still trying to get it up, but so if you want to get on it, I'm still on it. I checked it and I'm like, yep, still got my account there. So
Yeah,
if
I
you want to do it.
sideloaded the app, so I downloaded the actual APK plugin, and it's kind of been hit or miss, but I hope it survives, man, because we need decent alternatives.
Yeah. It is a weird deal, but like I said, we're, trying to all go through this. And if we can, yeah, because I'm not on Instagram, I'm not on Twitter. So like I said, and I don't even know how much I'll post on Parler. I have some stuff coming in, so I'll be doing some reviews on that. Other than that custom deals. So I've got some more stuff coming in, should be about a week or so. And we'll get testing on that. But hey, man, I really enjoyed you being on. Thank you again so much. Anytime you want to do it, reach out and we'll do it again. I appreciate everyone out there, and y'all have a safe evening. Be safe and carry on, everyone.
Peace.
Take care.